Hey, Taurus. Sweet Taurus. Not feeling so sweet? Huh? Feeling a little aggressive? Feeling the fire? Feeling the passion? Some of you are feeling the passion, but are like, what do I do with all this energy? Who deserves this? How do I use this? So much. First of all, don't think too much about it. Ask how to use it and you'll be guided. You know how that works. You know how that works. And if you don't, this is how it works. You ask, how do I use this energy? What's the best way to use this energy? What's the best way to get all this out there? Because for some of you, it is about like ego and aggression. And for some of you, you're feeling it. And it's Leo season. It's the sun. It's exposing. It's heat. It's not spring anymore. But it's very specific. Do what you want. Use this energy to create and start anything that you know is going to bring you joy and happiness and a sense of focus. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you can't do it. It doesn't have to get done right now, not right this second. Before Virgo, Mercury moves into Virgo, which is very soon after I put this out, you will have a chance to combine skills that you've acquired to utilize the Fool and the Knight of Wands even more. You're going to get more attention and you're going to be in the spotlight for these things, whether you like it or not. And it's about how you handle it. It's about handling feeling, the mercurial energy, Mars energy, fire energy. There's that. I feel very grounded doing this reading. You feel very seen. You'll be feeling very seen this month in a way that for some of you might be uncomfortable, even though it's exactly where you need to be. There also might be in areas in your life that leaves just like abruptly for some of you. And it reveals to you what you've needed to see. You get the answer that you've needed from this person, and it is very clear. And that makes you even more clear about your values and what you stick to and what makes your certain parts of your stubbornness overlooked. Like Leos are very stubborn too, so in this season you can feel that way. And this one's really bright. You got a lot of yellow going on here. So using the sword when you're feeling your best and in your most luxurious self this season, then everything gets cleared up for you. So something's happening to you that most things happen once we enter Virgo season. For you, it's just kind of all falling away right from the beginning, and any issues that you run into the beginning or have run into in the beginning of the month, especially with an Aries or a Sagittarius, it's really important to be fueling this next thing that you're doing, or putting energy into an existing business, skill, project, because you need that space. Something was taking too much of your energy and too much of your space. You didn't even realize. I think it was subconscious. And Leo season kind of it really quickly burns it away for you, so you don't have to worry about it, because you need the space to also learn something new. So for some of you, you're also going to be going back to school, and you're creating room to build from that space. You're creating room to be able to breathe in that and understand that, because the more that you do things and say yes and no to certain things and to certain people and to certain situations, the more that you decide from the place of how do I feel, and really looking at the thing, not because you know you can pull it, but now you're kind of preserving, you're taking it all in, and you're taking into account who you're saying yes to, who you're saying no to. Is it adding value? Does it make sense to me? Is this worth my time? Because you're just going to feel so much more different people wanting your attention, wanting your time, wanting your energy. And this month, it becomes very clear to you what's actually important, which holds so much weight that it will not only help wash away all of that unwanted, unnecessary shit, it's also going to very much clear your mind and clear space, any space that's been taken up in the mind, whether you've realized it or not. And then you'll find that even for some of you, your body begins to feel even more flexible this month. You might feel it in a way where you're like, I don't think I've been stretching more, but for some reason, something's been cleared up for me. And it had to do with what had been taking up space in your mind, and what had been taking up space in your mind. For some of you, you're just in this very planning place. You realize, if you haven't realized by now, your life can feel very unpredictable for the next few years. Yet what you do want to predict is that what you're able to control, what you're able to take an account for, what you're able to save, what you're able to hold on to. And being in another fixed sign season, and being at the fire sign, you, by all of this shifting, spirit, matter, the creation, is going to come to you more quickly, and you'll realize that this whole plan starts to unfold in your mind, starts to unfold by Virgo season. This whole plan of, and being really sure and clear of what you're saying you want, what you're asking for. And you'll find yourself in this very contemplative state by the end of the month. Now, if you don't allow this to change, if you don't allow what needs to be fall away, if you hold on and you deceive yourself a little bit, you're going to be stuck by the end of the month. So Hangman will turn into feeling stuck. For the Hangman to be this place of you sitting in contemplation, the conversations, the actionable steps, all will be taking place. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to not hold on or want more. You know you're going to have more. That's the thing. Like, there's so much more that's coming your way by the end of the month. It's more about you sitting in the knowing, you sitting in this feeling of, now that that's gone, or that person or that situation, now that that's over, I notice that there's this relief that comes over me. There's this clarity. It feels like I got something done. And for some of you, it might be contract things, where you might be contracted into something and it's really good for you. For some of you, you might have to borrow funds or do something that makes you realize how capable you are. For some of you, it's this maturing. And either way, this is maturing in a different way. It's about you not holding on to the fact that it's not about being liked or looked at. You're just going to attract the attention you attract because of how you're handling everything. And you'll notice that for Scorpio, it was very much transient energy. For you, it is a little bit, but it's more of transient in the sense of you knowing that there's a different plan coming and not holding on to the plan that you've already set in motion because there's another one. And you're going to feel it and recognize it in yourself if you don't already in the season. It'll start to roll out even more as the time goes on. It's this worth it. And you finally have people in your life that recognize you and recognize what you do and how much you hold and how much you've taken care of or how much you do. And you're also going to find that you're receiving a lot of attention in the form of very sincere affection this month for a lot of you. And it causes a greater upward spiral in terms of the progress that will be made with all of these Virgo placements and into Virgo season. We'll look at the cards so you see what I'm talking about in the next part. And all the information to work with me one-on-one is below, and the extended readings will go deeper into and very detailed. I noticed that they are in the extended readings, which will be up on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. All my information is below. If you want to donate, that's below as well. And I'll see you next month, Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Knight of Wands, the Fool. You may feel a lot of energy and wanting to use this energy and wanting to know maybe like how to use it the best way. But to be honest with you, no matter what you do with it this month, hold on. I need to close the window a little. You are able to continuously pick up things from your table. It's like a never-ending table. It's the more that you trust yourself, more that you trust the capability to keep moving. You can trust that even at the times where you feel tired or at the times where you feel like you can't do anymore, you actually have a lot right now. You have a lot in the spirit realm. You always do, but sometimes the spirit realm, like there's parts of us that we need to sleep and rest, as you know, and you will. But in the beginning of the month, it's about experiences. It's about moving your body. It's about letting yourself create without any destination, but just to do it, and it will keep feeding it. It's like, I think of it as like this, like you can't stretch enough. Like there's just, you're tired. It's like, have you ever worked out or been so sweaty from like a hot day, yet your body feels so alive? And when you cool yourself off with the sweat, it's like you just want to keep soaking that in, even though definitely showering is important. But it's just that time in life where there's just so much pouring out of you, even that some of you may feel like you need to be alone a lot too. So as many experiences that you're having, you're feeling this maybe influx of creativity, this overwhelming sense of I need to get this done, or I need to do this, and I need to keep moving. And it's important because it's only going to be helpful for gaining, if you're, in terms of business, in terms of making money, that's only helpful right now. Excuse me. This season needs you to be out there and just be yourself. And then to also understand that having fun and experiencing and being out there is a vital part of the business, because it's going to help you take your mind off of it for a moment, but you're going to feel it. You feel the value of yourself more than ever. You feel no need in this season to doubt that at all. You have this in the beginning of the month, especially the first couple weeks. You feel this overarching sense of like there's a childlikeness in you, but you also are getting you're independent, most of you, and you're doing things. Like you're doing things independently of what else, like of your job, or like however your for your largest form of income is. it's more you're just wanting to create, you're just wanting to add more value to yourself. And that's what you want to consistently do right now. And that's a great idea to do if that's what you're doing, because come to the end of the month, there's going to become this very clear idea that's going to have you drawing out this plan for yourself. The more that you talk about it, especially with someone that actually listens or people that actually listen, the more it will come to fruition. And it's trusted people. Not everyone I would advise to talk, but this even could be about you speaking, about you coming up with something to talk about, speak to people about. And it's like that sense of like you're creating until that finally that piece hits you. It's just like this download. And you just grasp a concept really well and you're able to share it really well. And it's because you've been able to work on yourself in a way that's been uninterrupted by anything that would normally hold you back. And what would normally hold you back is the doubt or being stuck or feel like you're stuck, and you're not at all, just because you're not. Progress isn't always about being moving and on the go. Progress is about knowing when to slow down, knowing when to experience life, knowing when and how to add value to your time and to your energy and to your life. That's really huge. Like, how do you do that? Like, that's a great question for you to think about this month. Like, how do you choose to do that? And it's like each step, every time you decide to create out of that freedom and to find that freedom even more in yourself, to add to whatever has begun or to do something new, it's leading you somewhere. So just keep following and keep flowing, mainly. In Virgo season, you have a lot of reception from all of this. Like, this is the yang for you this month. Though you will have time to contemplate certain decisions as well and need to maybe sit back before making any sudden movements, because you see how like this is like very much a rush and then this is like grounded. So you have that rush and then you have that groundedness, and it leaves you, it's like a beautiful combination for you and for your life right now. All right, Taurus. I'll go ahead and clarify this more, getting more in depth of the different interactions or the situations going on in your life. That link will be below, as well as other links to work with me one-on-one. I love you, and I'll see you next month.